Here's Johnny!
Welcome back to Two Film Buffs, and here are some of the most grueling movies ever made. The Wizard of Oz. The super happy fun time Technicolor classic was a dangerous set to work on? Well, you better believe it. Actually, creating Oz was actually a real slobber knocker for the cast and the crew. The original Tin Man actor, Jack Haley, was hospitalized due to aluminium powder poisoning.
Poison gas!
And the actress playing the Wicked Witch, Margaret Hamilton, suffered severe burns from a pyrotechnic accident. To add to that, the set was also notoriously difficult, with extreme heat from the lighting causing the actors' makeup to melt.
Melting!
And the costumes to become almost unbearable. It's quite funny, a film that everyone seems to love and has audiences all around the world was somewhat a tragedy to make. Apocalypse Now. In 1981, Apocalypse Now was filmed in the Philippines, and the shoot was plagued by severe weather conditions, which destroyed sets, which inflated the budget by an astronomical amount. Famous Hollywood actor Martin Sheen, father of Charlie Sheen, suffered a heart attack during filming. And acting legend Marlon Brando arrived on set unprepared and, let's just say, slightly overweight.
I can't stop eating!
But the tragedy didn't only stand with the sets and the actors. Also, Francis Ford Coppola himself struggled with depression and even contemplated suicide whilst making the movie. Raw, 1981. Now, many of you might not know this movie, but it is dubbed as one of the most dangerous movies ever made, and it is estimated between 70 and 100 cast members and crew were injured, many of them being multiple times, during the filming of the movie itself, in which the danger stemmed from the use of over 100 wild animals, mainly naming big cats, and with only a few trained handlers. This in any movie is just a recipe for disaster. Like it's known in Hollywood to say, don't act with children or animals.
That is the last time I'm ever working with dogs or children.
So in that case, you decide to get lions. I mean, seriously, come on, look how dangerous this is. These lions and tigers are coming so close to these actors. It is honestly a miracle that nobody died. But I think we need to check that, because to me it looks like someone probably died making this movie. Jaws. Now, Jaws is an absolute classic of a movie directed by the famous and amazing Steven Spielberg. But Steven Spielberg's decision to shoot Jaws in the open ocean led to a grueling and over-budget production. And I believe, as many of you know, that Brucey, who was playing the shark, the massive animatronic, just didn't work the way they wanted it to. Obviously, due to the water restrictions. Machinery, water, doesn't usually go very well. But also, the crew face unpredictable challenges, like random boats ruining their takes,
Get out of the way, jackass!
obvious equipment damage from the water, seasickness for the actors and the crew, and obviously frequent malfunctions from the mechanical sharks, which caused major delays and an abundance of reshoots that got the studio pissed. You know what? Saying this all out loud just makes it sound like, how did they not see these tragedies from happening? I guess you have to say though, thank God they had Steven Spielberg working on the movie, and that is probably the only reason why the movie was so massively successful and came out looking like a masterpiece.
You ready? Are you ready to write a fucking masterpiece? Because I sure the fuck am. Yeah. Let's go!
Waterworld, 1995. The film Waterworld faced major issues with its $100 million budget, a record breaker at that time, especially for 1995. These costs ballooned by $75 million due to a hurricane destroying the set.
Stay in the back!
For what?
There's a hurricane coming through!
And filming complications led to injuries for Kevin Costner and several other actors and cast members, including jellyfish stings for Tina Marino.
They cut my back on the rocks.
And obviously injuries to two stuntmen. This isn't the first time that a movie was plagued by a hurricane like Jurassic Park. However, a $75 million overhaul budget is right on this list. Even to today's standards, $75 million is a major amount of money for a feature-length movie. Obviously excluding movies like in the Marvel universe, But for a movie like Waterworld, this was an astronomical amount, which is why it is known as a production tragedy. Twilight Zone, the movie. In 1983, for the movie The Twilight Zone, the studio violated child labor laws by hiring 2 young actors without permits and exposing them to dangerous conditions.
That's fucking illegal.
During a scene involving a helicopter, shrapnel from a controlled explosion caused the helicopter to crash,
Big ass titties!
sadly killing Vic Morrow and the 2 children who were acting. Rightfully so, the tragedy overshadowed the film, leading to nearly a decade of legal actions against the filmmakers. Even though throughout all this tragedy, The Twilight Zone is still known as a very famous TV show, film, and attraction ride at Disney. Which, if you're asking me, says a lot about Disney. The Shining. In 1980, Stanley Kubrick made the amazing The Shining. Kubrick's affinity for doing multiple takes of the same scene proved punishing for the actors Jack Nicholson and especially Shelley Duvall.
Perfect. Do it again.
In fact, stories from the set allege that Duvall's hair began falling out because she was so stressed from the production. Kubrick had apparently made Duvall and Nicholson shoot the scene 127 times. She said, "It was a difficult scene, but it turned out to be one of the best scenes in the film." Which, if you don't know, is the scene where Jack ends up going crazy and tries attacking Wendy. Shelley Duvall, who played Wendy Torrance in the movie, was subjected to harsh treatment from the director by doing so many takes and apparently having Jack Nicholson constantly in character. She said that her mental health was so severely impacted that she even considered quitting the film, which would have absolutely jeopardized the whole movie and ruined it.
Stay away from me! Wendy, stay away! Darling, light of my life, I'm not gonna hurt you. You didn't let me finish my sentence. Said, I'm not gonna hurt you. Just gonna bash your brains in. I'm gonna bash them right the fuck in.
What do you think of this list? Are there any movie tragedies that we forgot about? Leave your comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.